Hi everyone, my name is Allison Sage. I'm a veteran TMC SLC 1 alumni and a yoga teacher. During this time of disrupted routines, some of us may have more time to and for ourselves than ever before. We may be finding new ways to pass the time, pick up old hobbies, develop new skills, or take time for some much needed rest. We veterans are no strangers to being confined to the same small groups of people day after day, but that doesn't mean that this is easy. Isolation is hard for us, even if we kind of enjoy it from time to time. We know how to adapt to a changing world. This is just another step in that adaptability. The Mission Continues has asked me to share a short video with you about why mindfulness and wellness practices can be a resource for ourselves and our families during these uncertain times. It's an honor and a privilege to be here with you. There's a lot of talk about the benefits of a regular mindfulness practice, but what does that even mean? Mindfulness can look like sitting on the floor in meditation, legs crossed, all blissed out. But for most of us, myself included, sitting still and being alone with our thoughts may not bring about all of the peace and tranquility that mindfulness is marketed to us as providing. I define mindfulness as slowing down and using our senses to notice the present moment. Mindfulness can be incorporated into anything. The benefit of mindfulness practices is awareness. Awareness of movements in the body, breath, thoughts, or emotions. Awareness of how you move from one place to the next. Awareness of how you breathe, think, react, and feel. Awareness to what you're doing and how you're doing it. There's really no wrong way to have a mindfulness practice. For example, you could bring in a mindfulness practice by mindful eating. And some of us have heard of this term before. But it's a great way to start. And what I like to do before I eat, and trust me, this isn't every single time, it is a practice. But I like to just take a moment and notice what the colors are on my plate. What are the flavors and textures and temperatures that are in the food? And trust me, I know it sounds ridiculous, and it's surprisingly a heck of a lot harder than you would think it is. But there's a lot of research showing that present moment awareness does our brain a whole lot of good. Practicing mindful movement like yoga can also be really beneficial, especially if you're like me and you knocked out Tiger King in one day. I'm sure we've all heard by now that yoga has lots of health benefits, and it's true. But again, what is yoga? If you've ever looked into it, you've probably seen that there are so many types of yoga. There's power yoga, Bikram yoga, Hatha yoga, Vinyasa yoga, trauma-informed yoga, the list goes on. So many styles of yoga in America are full of inequity and are inaccessible to a lot of people. When we think of yoga, we think of thin, flexible, able-bodied white women standing on their heads and smiling. And if we don't fit into some of those boxes, we may feel discouraged from trying it, sticking with it. I'm telling you, the yoga community needs more diversity and has a long way to go to change its image. We need more men practicing yoga. We need more people of color being represented within the community. Inflexible people like me can do yoga. Accessible yoga is thankfully becoming more mainstream and being taught as a core principle in a lot of yoga trainings and schools. My personal favorite form of yoga is called Yoga Nidra. It's accessible to nearly everyone, and my favorite part is that it's practiced laying or sitting down. You can even practice it in bed if you want. You don't move your body at all, and sometimes you may even fall asleep. It's so great. It's so great. Yoga Nidra is a form of guided meditation where you bring awareness to the different sensations happening in and around the body. So if you're up to it, I'd like to share a mini practice with you now so you can see how easy it is to do. So whether you're sitting or laying down, you can even practice this standing, but sit or lay down, get comfortable. We'll just take a couple of moments to connect with the senses. And I know the languaging around yoga and mindfulness is all out there and weird, but just stick with it. So the first sense we'll connect with is our sense of sight. Whether you have poor eyesight or no eyesight, tap into this sense of sight and just take a few moments to look around the room that you're in. Maybe noticing where the ceiling is, and where the floor is, and where the walls around you may be. And this does the most benefit for our lizard brain, or the part of our brain that is always alert and aware of our situational awareness. So you just look around the room so that your body starts to learn where it is in time and space. Seems easy enough, right? And then take a few moments and start to connect with your sense of hearing. Noticing what sounds are around you. They may be outside of the room that you're in, or they may be inside of the room. It may even be the sounds of your own body breathing. And then sensing taste. Maybe you've brushed your teeth today, maybe you haven't. There's a time to check in. Is there a sense of taste available to you right now? Good. And then the sense of touch, we can get into that one in a little bit. But you're already practicing a mindfulness practice. So you can keep your eyes open if you'd like, or you can close them. Doesn't really matter which. I find it a little easier for this next part for eyes to be closed, but do whatever feels comfortable for you. And all that we'll be doing, and I'm sure with any mindfulness practice, you've heard this before, but we'll start by connecting with the breath. And what that means could mean a lot of different things. You could be connecting to the sound of your breath, connecting to the sensations of movement in your body as you breathe, whether it's in your chest or your belly. Just noticing that your body's breathing. And then to add on to this step, whether your eyes are open or closed, see if you can start to connect with all of the sensations happening on the left side of your body. So from the top of your head all the way down the left side of your body, could be the left side of your face, ear, jaw, neck, left shoulder blade, all the way down to the left arm, armpit, the left side of the torso, down toward the hip, and then down the left leg. Seeing if you can send all of your attention and your focus to the sensations of having a left side of your body. Maybe sensations of heaviness or lightness, coolness or warmth. There's some combination of all of these things. Just what do you notice on the left side of your body right now? And now can you bring all of that intensity of awareness into the right side of your body? Again, from the top of your head, down your right arm, right side of the torso, and the right leg. What sensations are here? Do you notice temperature? Or maybe the texture of your clothes on your skin? And this is where it gets fun. We'll be moving between the left side and the right side. So take all of that attention, bring it back into the left side of your body. Perhaps noticing where it's easiest to connect to, or where you may not feel anything at all. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just noticing what you can. Now bringing attention back into the right side of the body. Maybe noticing how the right side of the chest and torso move as you breathe. Now bringing your attention to the front of your body. The front of the body, so your face, chest, belly button, your kneecaps, all the way through the body, just noticing what's there. If you're noticing thoughts like, this is weird, or this is neat, that's great. You are noticing. That's all a mindfulness practice really is. Now bringing attention to the back side of the body. So whether you're sitting or laying down, it's likely that your body is making contact with something behind you. Just noticing what that feels like. Or if you can get a sense of texture in that. And lastly, we'll bring attention through the entire body. I call it my spidey senses. But can you connect with as much of your body as possible with your focus? Just notice what sensations are happening through your body. What information is being gathered through your skin, your nerves, your muscles and bones. And take 3 breaths like this, just noticing all of the information that can be received by the body at one time. Might even get goosebumps. And if your eyes have been closed, go ahead and open them back up. Just take a moment to connect with how that felt. What just happened? Did nothing happen at all? This does take practice. It is a rewiring of your neural pathways. So if it was easier to connect with one part of the body or one side of the body, trust the process, keep on practicing, and eventually you'll be able to bring that awareness into other parts of the body. And this practice is so great, especially for insomnia. That's how I found Yoga Nidra. When I got back from overseas, I was not sleeping. And then I found Yoga Nidra, and the first night I practiced it, I slept for 4 hours, and it was glorious. So there are a lot of health benefits to this practice. I can't say enough good things about it. So I have a website where I've recorded some Yoga Nidra practices, and they range from 15 minutes to 40 minutes. So if you were curious about what just happened and you want to practice that some more, I've got some free classes available on the website. You can listen to them whenever it works best for you. I would recommend, especially if you're starting out, be as comfortable as possible. Lay down in bed and maybe just push play before you go off to sleep. The best way to practice this is little and often. So even if it's right before you go to bed, that's great. Maybe you do it once or twice a week and then build from there. There really is no wrong way to do this. So that was a yoga nidra practice. And I'd also like to let you know that on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom, I lead a trauma-informed yoga class. It's an hour long. You don't need a mat or props or expensive yoga clothes. You don't need anything like that. And trauma-informed yoga, if you haven't heard of it before, it's yoga with an understanding and awareness of the nervous system. Especially in our population of veterans, our nervous systems are more likely to be more geared toward the fight or flight instincts. And partially from our military training, that serves us really, really well. But when we're trying to relax or enjoy resting, that instinct can kind of get in the way. So trauma-informed yoga is a really great way to soothe the nervous system. You don't need to be flexy bendy. I can still barely touch my toes, and I've been doing this for years. It doesn't matter. Just try it out. See what works for you. If some stretches feel really nice, stick with them. Maybe incorporate them into once a week, twice a week. You don't have to do a full-blown yoga practice to get the benefits of mindful movement. So if you're interested, you can register for class on Sundays, 6 p.m. through my website. There is an intake form, which is really helpful for me to know if you have any injuries, like most of us do. If you have any experience with yoga previously, or if not. So there is an intake form, a little liability waiver, and you can register for one class at a time, or you can register for multiple classes at a time as well. So I hope that this has been a fun little intro practice for you for mindfulness, and know that there's no wrong way to do it. If you pay attention to how your body moves, if you're walking or petting your dog or just sitting and listening to the sounds around you, you're practicing mindfulness. So I'd like to thank the Mission Continues for inviting me to share these practices with you. And I hope that these resources can help you feel confident and comfortable with trying out a mindfulness practice that works for you. Stay safe, stay healthy. Charlie Mike.